We are seeing the rain coming on down. We're going to see a lot more of this to the western portion of California, across the southern portion as well. And this is giving us some concern for some mudslides, some debris flows, and flash flooding. We need the rain. We just don't want to see it where we saw the tremendous fires of this past year.
Which were pretty horrific, unprecedented for sure. And even the best medicine comes with those side effects. So we do want to bring in a special guest here that's joining us on the phone. This is Robert Lewin, director of the Santa Barbara County Emergency Management Association. Robert, I know it's been a very busy day for you guys so far today. Tell me a little bit about currently what you guys are looking at in terms of some of those burn scar areas, current conditions, and the possibility of more evacuations.
So unfortunately, Santa Barbara County has been hit by several major fires over the last 2 years. Of course, the most significant one was the Thomas fire, which we had just started on December 4th. The area of the Thomas fire particularly is of concern because it's so vast. It's about 13 miles in Santa Barbara County and then a good deal more in Ventura County. In Santa Barbara County, we have 17 major canyons. These are canyons that go from sea level up to over 3,000 foot elevation. They're rugged, steep. They've been completely burned off of vegetation. And with the predicted rainfall that we're about to see, we fully expect that there will be debris flows. We're going to see creeks that normally are dry most of the year turn into raging rivers of mud and rock and trees. Big boulders potentially are going to be coming down the size of vehicles. We're looking at a tough situation. In order to deal with that, we've evacuated a lot of people. Unfortunately, those same people were evacuated just a few weeks ago for the Thomas fire.
Yeah, and could you speak to that a little bit? How many people are under the mandatory evacuations, and how many people are under this flash flood watch in the area?
So we have 5,400 people that have been evacuated. They're under an order to do that. And then we have about over 20,000 folks that are in an evacuation warning area. And that, of course, is in a couple other burn areas as well, more isolated communities and canyons on those. Those include the Whittier fire and the Sherpa fire from last year and the previous year. The impacts are going to be great. This storm is enough to be a problem without a burn scar. And with this, it's going to be much worse. We're also concerned about the watershed areas behind, on the backside of the mountain. Those watersheds supply our water for our communities, and those reservoirs are going to be impacted by silt and carbon and vegetation that's been burned off and now is ash into those reservoirs. That's going to be an impact on our water supply.
I just want to ask you too, a lot of the heavy rain moving through, especially today and lingering into tomorrow, if you could tell the folks, anybody who's been evacuated, when do you think it would be safe for folks to return back home, or when are those evacuation orders going to be lifted? Because I would imagine the rain moving through now, but does it have residual effects with even carrying through Wednesday, Thursday for the potential for even a landslide after the rain has moved out?
So tonight's, of course, the worst night. We're going to see the most intense rain tonight, as I'm sure you've been reporting. Tomorrow, we're going to see a series of thunderstorms that are come through. Each one of those has enough punch in them individually to cause some severe flooding just in a particular canyon or so. So we don't anticipate that we'll be able to, what we refer to as repopulate the community until probably Wednesday morning. We'll be able to start looking at that. The concern, of course, is what kind of damage is left behind.
Right.
If when we start getting out and looking at the damage tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll be identifying where those areas we can get people home. Our goal is to get people home as fast as we can. We know that they've been under a lot over the fire and now this, and we need to get them back to their lives. It's been very difficult for our community, and I can assure everyone that the decision to do this evacuation was not done lightly, that we put a lot of thought. We looked at a lot of science. We have teams of people from the Forest Service and CAL FIRE who have given us the data, and we're doing an evacuation because we have to.
Really, yeah. Right. Really appreciate your hard work, all the first responders. I know it's been a pretty long fall season and leading into this season. Robert, thank you so much for being with us today, and all the best to you guys. We'll be thinking about you.